It's mind-numbing
a little
shit.
bit. But I am a content creator, and it does kind of serve a purpose a little bit for work.
Yeah, when you can create stuff that's valuable to people, yeah, it's great. But I mean, like the whole thing, the whole platform is just fucking a waste of time. People are just like fucking China. They have lockdowns on it after what, a certain time frame where their kids can only see educational content there.
Like making a volcano or something, like, you know, a school project.
Yeah,
and these things are not by accident. You know, dumbing down of the American. We need to like really wake up, bro. We need to read, we need to study, we need to have purpose. And if we don't know, if you're young and you're listening to this show and you're in your 20s already, you should start having an idea. The secret to life is not making it, it's knowing what you want. Once you know what you want, you gravitate towards it and things do fall into place. And I don't care how far behind you are. Wherever you are right now at this moment in your life, there's someone that started further away from the same dream you have and they already got it. Meaning someone in worse circumstance than you was able to get to where you dream of going, and you have no excuse. Start today. Read, study. I'm not saying school either, man. A straight A student, I can't tell you school impacted my life, man. A little bit. There's no way to deny that. It taught me how to articulate and write, right? Which was, I think, the most important thing in school is learning how to write and communicate and basic math.
Definitely.
That, you know, history I love. We also know that can be very flawed and very one-sided and maybe not paint the whole picture. Albania's not even mentioned.
No.
Nope. Right? In Albania, we learn about World War II all the time, and Albania was the only country in the Holocaust that saved every single Jew that came to its borders.
Really?
Okay? So much so that there's even speculation that even possibly Albert Einstein, we may have saved his life. We're having a very hard time proving it, though. I'm very good friends with the Prince of Albania, Prince Lech, amazing human being whose family was in power before the fall to Mussolini when they invaded Albania, because Italy's right there. So Albania was under Italian and German occupation during the Holocaust, and we were the only country in Europe with more Jews after World War II than before. And not a single Jew perished on our watch. And my grandmother's brothers were hung by the SS, by the Nazis, and still not a single Jew died in Albania. There's plenty of Albanians that could have sold them out and told them where they were hiding or what they were doing, and it never happened, not on our watch. And I'm very proud of that story. How come they don't make a movie about that when they talk about our people? But they'll show a movie Taken, which make us look like animals.
You know, speaking of movies, I'm sure you've seen the movie War Dogs.
Of course.
That was a fascinating well, actually, I take that back. It wasn't so much in the movie. It was more so in the book, The Arms and the Dudes, where they give a more thorough background on what happened in Albania. And it was fascinating how Albania was stuck with, maybe you could talk to this better than I could, but I don't remember what the exact reason was. But for some reason, Albania gifted like billions of dollars worth of arms and ammunition from China. And Albania,
during communist Albania, but those weapons were garbage, bro.
So
garbage.
The ammunition was apparently fine. So all of there was, I forget how much it was. It ended up being like a couple $100 million worth of AK ammo that those dudes sold to the United States for the war in Iraq. And all of it, according to the military officers in Iraq, all of it fired perfectly. There was never any issues with it, but it was Chinese. And for some reason,
it sat there forever too, which is crazy.
It sat there for decades.
So that actually did happen, correct? And it was in the book War Dogs?
It was in the book. The book's called The Arms and the Dudes. Yeah. The book is fascinating. And the movie is just like they briefly talk about it, but I don't think they talk about all of the ammunition and all of the arms that were gifted to Albania from China.
Yeah,
and China,
during communist Albania, they did have a relationship with China. But like I said, my family, we were all anti-communist fighters. That's why I was born in America. My great-grandfather was up in the mountains of Albania fighting against that regime, but they were outnumbered, outgunned. And the rest of my family got thrown into internment camps, my mom's side of the family. My great-grandfather did 28 years in a gulag-type prison, of which he got out and lived a year after. My great-grandmother was hung off a tree, and that's, you know, why my mom ended up in the U.S. as a child. My mom, I think she came in when she was like 7 or 8. So my mom speaks English better than me, which is crazy. And English was my first language. It wasn't Albanian. I learned Albanian later in my life. So I have like a weird New York... And my voice is very deep too, so it like kind of exaggerates the way I pronounce certain things. It's not really a true Albanian accent, you know.